These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to a special celebrity edition of Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. Here they are, the Eggheads. All present and correct today?
Yes.
Present, anyway.
Yes, you are. 5 of you, for sure. Taking on our quiz geniuses today are lost for words. Now, what better preparation for facing the Eggheads than years of presenting on far-ranging topics and interviewing some of the world's most famous faces? Thankfully, that applies very much to today's team of challengers. So, let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Fern Britton, and I'm probably best known for This Morning and Ready, Steady, Cook hundreds of years ago. And now I do a bit of writing and a bit of this and that.
Hi, I'm Otis Dealey, TV presenter, CBBC escapee, and I can currently be seen on Channel 5's The Gadget Show and Police Interceptors.
Hello, I'm Lucy Green, a space scientist at UCL, but you might recognise me from presenting in a dark field for Stargazing Live.
Hello, I'm Ben Thompson. I'm a presenter for BBC Breakfast and BBC News. Before that, I was a correspondent based out in the Middle East and New York.
Hello, I'm Fiona Armstrong, a broadcaster and writer. I've been a newscaster and a reporter. I now live in Scotland, where I present ITV's Border Live.
So, Fern and team, hello.
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 Good to see you. Are we quizzers here, Fern? What do we think?
I only from the sofa. I like to sit and watch the sofa, television and quiz from the sofa, and that's about me and the
but
cat.
that's all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Do you find, Fern, that you've got certain strengths and weaknesses, or would that be giving too much away?
It depends on the day and the question, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the team are fantastic today.
I think
we've warmed up, we've run around the block, we're on it.
You've done, Otis, I heard rumours of a crossword earlier.
Yep. Well, we warmed up using a crossword. We filled it in successfully.
Took a while.
But
Yeah,
we filled
we
it
got
in.
there.
Yes.
Not all the letters were correct, but we filled it in.
Lucy, you know all about brain boxes because you're astrophysics, so you understand this kind of brain that we've got over here.
Well, I think there's a difference between a deep and narrow subject knowledge and a deep and broad subject knowledge, which is what the Eggheads have. So I'm feeling pretty intimidated by them.
Ben, what does it feel like as a fellow BBC guy to see these creatures in the flesh?
Pretty intimidating, actually. And also, I mean, you'll know this, Jeremy, as a journalist, you know a little bit about a lot of things. So it depends whether those little bits that I know are in the questions today.
But I wonder if that might be good, Ben, for quizzing. I think that's a quizzer's mind, in a way.
We'll find out.
We will find out. Fiona?
Well, I'm terrified, but we've all had to come in here with a PMA, positive mental attitude.
Yes.
I think they say that in the army. I'm not quite sure where that comes from.
Yeah.
PMA is what we've got.
Yep.
So we're going to win, aren't we?
Have you got it? You don't need to give it away, but have you got any sense, Fiona, of the captain's battle plan here? Has she communicated that with
She
you?
talked to us all in depth about what our strengths and our weaknesses are. And as we said earlier, we did that crossword.
Yes.
We're on a winning streak here.
Yes, because you're sitting there, you're captain.
I didn't realise
that might be news.
Hello, yeah.
He needs a good leader.
If I'd known, I'd have done a PowerPoint and everything. But as it is, I know that they've all had lunch and we're fine.
OK, well, they could just be bluffing about not having a plan. We've seen that before, and the Eggheads have been taken down before as well, quite dramatically. So good luck, challengers. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for their chosen charity. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, lost for words, I can tell you that you are the 15th of the celebrity challengers, and they've lost. The celebrities have lost all the others. So the Eggheads, can you sense that, I don't know, that roll, that shoulder roll?
Yeah, that's swagger.
The swagger.
Yeah.
You need to take them down.
Yeah.
And the great thing is that because nobody's taken the money yet, there's £15,000 to play for your charities.
Oh,
That's good.
So, would you like to begin?
Why not?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
Oh, we are
I
starting.
was worried, Fern, you're silent.
Just went.
No, I just pulled
Team
over by the
captain fell
money.
silent.
Yes, sorry.
All right.
Yes, we're absolutely ready.
Good, I thought so. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of film and television. So it's any one of you against either Judith, Chris, Pat, Barry or Steve. You can decide who goes in.
Yes, Ben, go.
go, Ben, yes. Be brave.
Okay.
Right.
Love
I'll
it.
take this one.
Ben steps straight up. That's good. Now choose an echo. They're already rattled by the speed of the decision.
Judith, let's go for Judith.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll
Okay,
go with
yeah.
Judith.
Okay.
Right.
Good choice.
You're not supposed to say that. It's been a long day, has it?
So far, no. I just got out of bed.
A very interesting day, obviously. I won't ask any more. Ben from Lost for Words is going to play Judith, who won £1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from the Eggheads. And just to ensure there's no conferring, would you please take your positions in our legendary question room? Ben, they're rooting for you here. I can tell you there's a lot of excitement in the studio.
Come on, Ben.
Come on.
Here we go. I'll do this one. Take the first one for the team.
So, Ben, your choice. Would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, please, Jeremy.
OK, game on, challenges, here we go. Who is the narrator of the TV documentary series Planet Earth and Planet Earth 2? Ben, is this Brian Cox, John Hurt or David Attenborough?
It is the one, the only, the wonderful David Attenborough, of course.
It is indeed David Attenborough. Well done. First point to you. Judith, which fictional characters star in the animated drama A Close Shave? Is this Wallace and Gromit, Woody and Buzz Lightyear, or Shrek and Donkey?
A close shave.
A Close Shave.
I don't really know, but it sounds like Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit is correct, yeah. All right, Ben, you can see what you're up against here. What is the name of the character, Ben, played by Leslie Nielsen in the Naked Gun films? Is it Davidson Hubbins, Frank Drebin, or Peter Venkman?
Oh, I've seen this film. There's one that immediately springs to mind, and I'm probably going to go with my first instinct, which is Peter Venkman. But that is absolutely a guess. I do not know.
Peter Venkman. Now, they're all film characters. I saw Fern react to this. Fern, is Peter Venkman not the answer?
Not according to Otis.
Challenges, what is the answer here?
It's Frank.
Frank Drebin is the answer. Peter Venkman, where's he from? Anyone know?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, Otis, yeah. And Davidson Hubbins? Is that Spinal Tap?
Don't know.
I'm thinking, is Davidson Hubbins Spinal Tap?
No,
I think so.
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, the answer is Frank Drebin, Ben. He's the one where I think there's a missile on the back of a lorry and it goes out of control and plunges into a fireworks factory, causes a massive explosion and huge fireworks in the sky, and Frank Drebin says, "Move on, nothing to see here." That was him. Okay, Judith, you can take the lead now. Which of these is a tagline for the 1986 film The Fly? In space, no one can hear you scream. Whoever wins, we lose. Or be afraid, be very afraid.
For The Fly.
Yeah.
But it can't be in space, no one hear you scream, because that must be about space. I think it's be afraid, be very afraid.
Be afraid, be very afraid is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, we lose. What is now? Let's just think. Space is Alien, of course.
Alien versus Predator, something like that.
Ah, yes, it is, Steve. Well done. It's Alien versus Predator is the middle one. But you're right, Judith. Be afraid, be very afraid. Okay, she has got 2 out of 2, and you need to get this one right to stay in, Ben. What is the name of the character played by Nigel Hawthorne in the TV comedies Yes, Minister and Yes, Prime Minister? Is this Bernard Woolley, Humphrey Appleby, or Jim Hacker?
See, I recognise 2 names here, Humphrey Appleby and Jim Hacker. No, which one was played by Nigel Hawthorne? My parents will be screaming at the television. They love this series. I can hear it as well. I'm going to go down the middle. Because it's the one that I know is in it. Whether it's played by Nigel Hawthorne, I don't know. But I'm going to say Humphrey Appleby.
Humphrey Appleby is your answer. Let's check with the Eggheads. First of all, Bernard Woolley, who was he?
Derek Folds?
Yeah.
Was he in it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, was it?
What
Yeah.
part was he? The civil servant or the
It was sort of like private secretary.
private secretary? Jim Hacker?
He was a Minister for Administrative
So
Affairs.
he's the minister. So you're quite right. Humphrey Appleby is correct, Ben. Well done.
Well done, Ben.
Still there. Now you've just got to politely hope that Judith makes a mess of this one. Miss Keppel, if you get this right, you're in the final round. In which 2016 film does Chris Pine play a bank robber pursued by a policeman played by Jeff Bridges? Judith, is it hell or high water? American honey or nocturnal animals?
I don't know. Nocturnal animals is I mean, I've heard of nocturnal animals a lot, but I haven't heard of either of the other two. And I think something put me off going to see nocturnal animals. Possibly that description. But I don't think it's... I think it's hell or high water.
I think Fiona knows this. Fiona?
I think it is hell or high water.
It is hell or high water.
Is it?
I don't know how you did that.
Well, that's... Well, a process of elimination.
Really? Okay.
When you don't know anything.
Sorry, Ben, she's won that. They sometimes they're instinctive here without necessarily having all the facts at their fingertips. Judith has won. Judith will be in the final. Ben, you've been knocked out. Come back to us, both of you. We'll play round 2. So, as it stands, Lost for Words have lost Ben from the final round. They've lost the brain. The Eggheads are still sitting there. And Judith, what about that?
What about that?
Well, long day in bed and then bang.
Yes, I know. Lucky, wasn't it?
Sounds like a perfect sort of day. The next subject for you is science.
Oh.
Who would like this? Oh, I know who wants this.
If I don't, I'm going to be in big trouble.
So, Lucy, who do you want to play?
Well, team, what do we think?
I'm going to try and take out the strongest player on the other team,
I'd say...
which would be
No,
Pat.
I think we
maybe
stick with
Pat or Steve?
Steve.
What are you thinking?
Pat or Steve? How about Pat?
OK, well, Pat has a phenomenal quiz record. He's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, winner of £1 million, Mastermind champion, Brain of Britain 2006, 4 times World Quiz champion, Mastermind champion of champions. You've chosen a very good player to try and knock out.
Can
and
I
you
change
are,
my mind?
You're on a Let's do it. Let's do this, OK? So it's Lucy from Lost for Words versus Pat from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions. Lucy, as presenter of The Sky at Night, first female presenter, actually, and also Stargazing Live, I'm assuming you would like some questions on the stars and preferably even the sun in this round.
You are absolutely right. I would love some astronomy questions. If it's biology or chemistry, I'm going to be far outside of my comfort zone.
Totally understand that. And I was watching something on TV where you were showing people around your workshop, which is part of a university, isn't it? And you're actually building stuff in there that's going to go into space. I suppose I should have imagined that's what you were doing, but it was bits of metal and bolts and all sorts of things.
That's right. I mean, it's really interesting. In the UK, we have a really strong and vibrant space science programme, and that's not only doing research. So for me, like you say, looking at the sun, looking at planets in the solar system and far beyond, we also build the instruments that go into space as well. And where I work is actually a building that used to be a building owned by the Guinness family. It's this Victorian mansion in the Surrey Hills. And so the place where we build our instruments that go into space is actually the old potting shed from the Victorian mansion. So things that end up on Mars start off in our potting sheds.
Absolutely incredible. Now, we had a question the other day that got us talking about the temperature of the sun, which is probably a bit of a silly thing, really. And we thought it was 2,000 degrees centigrade. And then I was watching something you did and you said it was 13 million.
That's right. It depends where you look. So in the core of the sun, you're getting up to around 15 million degrees, million Kelvin. Then when you get to the surface, it's cooled down to around 6,000. But then in the atmosphere, it heats up again into millions of Kelvin. So it depends where you look.
Sure. So my layman's question is, how does something that you make in your potting shed go anywhere near the sun without melting?
It's a really good question. And actually, at the moment, we're building a mission called Solar Orbiter. And it's a mission that's going to get really close to the sun, so around the orbit of Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun. And the sun-facing side of our spacecraft will heat up to around 600 degrees Celsius. So, you know, that's much hotter than your oven. So we have to build a big heat shield and then radiate the heat into the coldness of space, because the instruments that we build have to operate at room temperature. So we have to protect them. But it's all down to excellent UK engineering. OK,
isn't that fascinating, Pat? We could hear so much more of this.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
All right, well, Lucy, good luck here. You're next to Pat. Let's hope you don't melt as you're close to the sun here. Would you like to go first or second on science?
I think I'd like to go first.
Your first question, Lucy, and good luck to you. Here we go. What do sea lions have that true seals typically lack? External ears, a dorsal fin, or a belly button?
Wow. I hope my teammates are sending me telepathic messages. A sea lion has that a seal doesn't. Well, I'm leaning towards external ears. I'm trying to think of images I've seen of sea lions. I don't see them very often. It's normally seals, and the seals have very streamlined heads. I don't think they have any external ears. They're always lying on their bellies, so I don't know about bellies. I think external ears.
External ears is your answer, and you're right.
Hooray!
Yes.
Well done, well done.
Well
That's
done.
not, I know that wasn't astrophysics. Okay, here's your question, Pat. Which of these objects is the largest? The moon, the Earth, or Mercury?
I'm only going on what I've been told. I think it's the Earth.
Well, Lucy will know this. Is the Earth bigger than the moon and Mercury, Lucy?
Should I help? I don't know, maybe I'll get it wrong.
He's answered. No, don't worry, he's answered already.
Yes.
The Earth is correct. All right, one each. I'm just hoping for a solar question here. I know you're going to be so cross with me. Here's your question on science. The word gastrectomy refers to the surgical removal of which part of the body? Kneecap, stomach, or lung?
So I think when it comes to gastro, that refers to things to do with the stomach. So I'm going to say stomach.
And stomach is correct. Pat, your question. Which of these bodily functions can be defined as a sudden spasm of the diaphragm followed immediately by closure of the glottis? Is it sneeze, hiccup, or urination?
Well, I can dismiss urination immediately. That's a different matter entirely. I think a sneeze wouldn't involve closure. You expel material from your lungs that needs to be expelled. I think that's a hiccup.
Hiccup is the right answer. Okay. Lucy, just keep batting away there. Here's your third question. Which of these marine creatures typically have 3 hearts? Sperm whale, octopus, or giant clam?
Okay, so these are not the kind of questions that I was hoping to get. Now, I don't know anything about giant clams and very little about whales, but the octopus is a really interesting creature, and so I think I'm going to say octopus.
Octopus is right. Well done. Playing really well. So 3 out of 3 there for Lost for Words in this round. Pat needs to get this right to stay in. Pat, which of these is an alternative term for the North American wolverine? The fox ape, sulphur bottom, or the glutton?
I think it's a ferocious creature, and it's famous for its feeding frenzy. It can eat enormous meals, some sizable fraction of its own body weight. It's the glutton.
It is the glutton. Well done. 3 out of 3. It's just the way they do that. It's like
How do they know
I
this?
don't know how they know this stuff.
Excellent.
I don't know. But he's a fearsome quizzer. Okay, so you're hanging on in there well,
Yeah.
Lucy. More than hanging on.
Lucy, come on.
We go to, they're all supporting you here. We go to sudden death. It gets a bit harder. I don't give you alternative options here. Lucy, which non-venomous snake native to Britain has the scientific name Natrix natrix?
Ooh, well, most of our snakes are non-venomous, just the adder that's venomous. I don't know, the grass snake?
Yes, the grass snake is right. That's great. Could be nearly 6 feet long.
Wow.
Well done, Natrix natrix. Who knew? Okay, Pat, to stay in. Which gland in the human body takes its name from its resemblance to a pine cone?
I think that's the pineal gland.
Pineal or pineal gland, correct. Lucy, the names of the alkali metals that occupy group 1A of the periodic table all end with what letter?
Oh my goodness. I used to know the periodic table so well. Alkali metals. I think I'm going to say M.
You're absolutely right. Well done. So you had things like potassium and sodium and francium and lithium in your mind there. Well done. Well done. Okay, so pressure on Pat. Well, he's trying to relax by folding his arms. That's a sign. That's a sign he's worried. You've got him rattled. You need this to stay in, Pat. The American name for the butterfly, known in the UK as the Camberwell Beauty, is morning what? And Pat, morning is spelled M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G.
M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G.
Yes.
Morning.
Morning.
I think I'll say cloak.
Cloak is the right answer. Morning cloak. I know. This is,
Come on,
for
Lucy.
anyone who hasn't seen the show before, this is what we deal with every day. Every day, this baffling levels of knowledge. Okay.
You haven't seen Lucy, though. Come on,
Yeah,
Lucy.
yeah, Lucy, but also you're on, hopefully we're going to get you on your absolute subject area, Lucy, soon. It's got to happen, surely. Here we go. The sheep known as Debbie, Diana, Denise, and Daisy are all siblings of which cloned sheep born in 1996?
Well, there's the most famous sheep. It has to be Dolly.
Dolly's right. Pat, here we go. To stay in, the scientific abbreviation GMO stands for genetically modified what?
Organism.
Organism is correct. Sudden death, we're on. You're playing really well, Lucy. Oberon, Titania, and Miranda are moons of which planet in our solar system?
Astronomy. I think that is the gas giant planet Saturn.
Gasp from the Eggheads. Pat, do you know this?
I think it's Uranus.
It is.
Oh,
Uranus.
you're right.
Oh, my Lord. Of all the questions, that was the one.
I was too confident.
Okay. Well, this has taken a turn. Pat, you can take it now. Wylam in Northumberland is home to a National Trust property celebrating the birthplace of which engineer in 1781?
I think you link Wylam with the early days of steam trains. So who do we have? I'm not sure if it's the Rocket, but things like the Rocket, the Puffing Billy. I think they were up in that area. Well, there's quite a few guys who were involved in the early days of steam locomotives. I think I'll have to go for George Stephenson.
If you've got it right, you've taken the round on science. The answer is George Stephenson. You're right. Sorry, Lucy, knocked down.
Unlucky, Lucy.
Oh, Pat has taken it. What about
Well done,
that?
Pat. Well done.
Okay.
So both of you, please come back to us. 2 more rounds to play. As it stands, Lost for Words have lost 2 brains from the final round, while the Eggheads haven't lost any. So this is now the moment, Fern, to unleash the tactic.
Yes.
Whatever it is,
tic-tac.
the tic-tac.
Yep.
The next subject is geography. Oh, a cry of pain.
Yeah.
Could have
but
done
Who's
we're
been
not-
around?
Well, geography was going to be Ben, but who fancies geography? You're sitting back, Otis. Fiona, you're sitting back?
Let's
Okay,
see
well,
it.
the big tactic is the person who knows nothing about geography is going to take it on.
The captain goes in. All right, Fern, this will be great. We're excited about getting you in the booth. Fern from Lost for Words. Who do you want to take on? You can have either, I'll tell you who's left. Chris, Barry, Steve.
Barry's too good. He's gone around the world several times.
He has.
But sitting next to him is Steve, and I would like very much to take on Steve.
OK, our newest Egghead. So it's going to be Fern from Lost for Words taking on Steve on geography from the Eggheads. Well-travelled, Steve, yourself?
I've been here and there, but nothing like Barry's calibre.
Barry's nickname is he's been to every answer. So that may have been a good swerve. Please go to our question room now. All right, Fern, how about this? You're in the Eggheads booth now.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
I'm not suggesting this will be your top TV experience because you've done so many other things, but is it somewhere near the top? Tell us it is.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. This is what I watch every evening at 6 o'clock, and now I'm here. It's like a bad dream.
No, it's going to be a good dream. You are a member of Mensa, aren't you? And the Eggheads always respect Mensa members. They get quite excited when they meet people. Did you join it a while back, or how does that work?
It was when I was young and had brains. Consequently, nowadays I really have to work hard to retrieve words and information. But at the time, it was wonderful to do, and I pretended that I hadn't done it. I did it and didn't tell anybody, and then I got the results in the post. And when I said, "Hey, I've got this," they went, "No, you haven't," and I have.
OK, well, let's see how we do here on geography. Fern, would you like to go first or second?
I'm going to go second.
So, first question to our newest Egghead, Steve. Which of these places has the largest population? Paris, Venice, or Monte Carlo?
Hopefully, that will be Paris, Jeremy.
It is Paris. Well done. Fern, The historic county of Warwickshire is in which part of England? Northeast, Midlands, or East Anglia?
Well, it's not the northeast, and it's not East Anglia, which is always in the east, also. So it's the Midlands.
Yes, Warwickshire is in the Midlands. Yay! It's good. Okay, Steve, what is the official currency of Albania? Steve, is it the lek, the dollar, or the peso?
That's the lek, Jeremy.
Oh, you didn't even need to think about it.
If I think about it, it's fatal, so I'm going with my gut.
So you just blurted it out.
Pretty much.
It's the lek. So dollar is the USA, peso is where?
Well, there's a lot of places, Mexico, Argentina, you know, quite a few to choose from.
Okay, lek is the answer. Good. Well, that's annoying, Fern. I thought he might come a cropper on that. The currency of Albania should be a bit obscure, but
Should be Albanian.
yes.
The Albanian dollar.
The Albane. Here is your question. After New South Wales, which Australian state has the highest population? Tasmania, Victoria, or Western Australia?
Interesting. I'd say no to Tasmania, because I think that's sort of deserty, isn't it? Western Australia, that's a huge area, and there's lots of good stuff down there in the coast, so maybe that's lots of people. See, Judith is my hero. I think she's amazing, and she either says, oh, go down the middle, or go down the right or the left, and what would she say here? What would Judith say if she were here? What is she saying now? I want to say Western Australia, but Victoria... Oh, no, I'm going to say Western Australia. Western Australia.
Okay, well, Judith might well have done that because she does go down the right when in doubt. But let's just check with Judith. Would you have done that in this question, Judith?
I don't think I would, because I think it's huge but empty of people on the whole.
What would you have gone for, Judith?
I think I'd have gone Victoria.
Oh, dear. Victoria is the right answer, Fern. Steve, what has Victoria got in it?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Is that why it's got the most people?
Well, I know Western Australia is the biggest state, but it's notoriously empty. I think it's mainly desert.
Sorry, Fern.
Not as sorry as me.
Here's your question, Steve. The capital of which country in Southeast Africa was known as Lourenço Marques until 1976? Is this Mozambique, Kenya, or Lesotho?
Yeah, I think it changed to Maputo. It's Mozambique, Jeremy.
Can you not just show a bit of uncertainty?
I think it could be Mozambique.
Yeah, that wasn't very convincing.
No, I know it went.
Lourenço Marques was the capital of Mozambique until it became Maputo, so you've won there, Steve. Sorry, Fern, beaten by our egghead.
Victoria it was. I didn't know because I've never been. So
No,
there you
it's
go.
no shame in that. I've never been either. Okay, come back to us, both of you. We've got one more round to play. So, as it stands, Lost for Words have lost 3 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have not lost any. The next subject is music. So it's Otis or Fiona.
Ah, well.
I'll do music. I don't want to be in the final.
You really don't want to be in the final?
I don't know anything about music. I don't know
Because
anything
if you
about
get
music.
I get
through,
it,
we have
it'll
2
be both
people
of
in the
us.
final.
Yeah. I would say, and I'm the
Yeah,
captain,
you've got to do music.
having gone over the top myself, I'm going to tell you, you're the music man.
Okay.
Yes, Otis, please.
Okay, Otis on music.
No classic.
Against which Egghead? You only got 2 left now.
Oh, yeah.
Barry, known as the Brain, or Chris?
I'm going to take on Chris.
All right. So Otis from Lost for Words takes on Chris